It is 4 p.m. We're bringing developing news.
And the stories behind the headlines. This is StoryCon. I'm Regina Lay.
I'm Edwin Gao. Some stories you're watching this Thursday, August 20. The Ombudsman downplays the recantation of self-proclaimed security aide of Zaldico, Orly Guteza, calling it a classic pressure tactic. The constitutional body says it has 28 other witnesses willing to testify against former Speaker Martin Romualdez, whom Guteza named as one of the recipients of the so-called flood control kickbacks. The Ombudsman also warns that anyone who attempts to obstruct or interfere with his proceedings will face the full weight of the law. In his recantation, Guteza alleged that Senator Rodante Marcoleta and former Congressman Mike Defensor asked him to make up accusations against Romualdez in exchange for money and scholarships for his children. For its part, Malacanang flags fabricated testimonies.
Maraming nag-a-attempt gumawa ng peking kwento para sirain. Kung sino man yung gusto nilang sirain. At maaaring isa sa mga reasons nito ay destabilization. So, hindi lang ito ang nababanggit na merong nagmamanipula, di umano. Nagmamanipula sa mga tao para maging false witness at ang offer ay pera. So, medyo nakakabahala ito dahil sisirain ito ang justice system natin. Sisirain din ito kung ano ang paniniwala ng ating mga kababayan dahil mas maraming papalutangin na maling impormasyon, fake news, false information na makakaapekto sa katotohanan. So yun ang implikasyon ng mga paggawa ng mga kwento gamit ang mga false witnesses at pagpaplanta ng ebidensya. So hindi po dapat ito manaig.
Former Speaker Martin Romualdez's side is confident that he will be cleared of allegations over the flood control scam following the recantation of Orly Guteza. Romualdez's side defense team is set to file a supplemental counter affidavit with the Ombudsman, which includes statements of 25 former drivers and security aides of fugitive former Congressman Zaldico. Co's former employees have supposedly testified that they did not see Romualdez or other political figures receive suitcases of cash, contrary to claims by the so-called bagmen. Romualdez's lawyers also said that the recantation of Guteza and 4 so-called Maleta boys only proves that there is no solid evidence linking the Leyte congressman to the kickback scheme. Over at the Senate, 2 separate committees conducted hearings today, one focusing on power system loss and the second on the recent school shootings. The Senate Energy Committee discussed electricity pilferage, with authorities reporting 548 cases from 2022 to August 18 of this year. Of these cases, only 21 have resulted in convictions. Lawmakers also questioned whether distribution utilities are doing enough to modernize their systems and reduce power losses. Meantime, the Senate Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality looked into the recent shootings in Tacloban and Zamboanga City schools. Chairperson Senator Risa Ontiveros said the panel is examining the possible role of nihilistic, violent extremism networks and policy gaps. Former Congressman Mikey Romero has quit as wing commander of the Tactical Operations Wing Reserve Northern Luzon. He also retired from the AFP's Reserve Force effective August 19. But the Philippine Air Force said that Romero had been relieved from his post as wing commander while it investigates and verifies his records and military awards. This development comes amid controversy over Romero's allegedly questionable medals, including a Gold Cross medal he donned in a photograph with the Armed Forces Chief of Staff General Navarrete.
And for a change, no heavy rainfall warning currently in effect over any part of Luzon. Still, light to moderate with occasional heavy rains are expected over Bataan, Pampanga, Tarlac, Nueva Ecija, Quezon, and Rizal due to the southwest monsoon o di Habagat. Pag-asa is also monitoring Tropical Depression Neneng, last spotted 450 kilometers north of Itbayat, Batanes. Neneng may exit the Philippine Area of Responsibility or PAR within the next 12 hours. The State Weather Bureau is closely watching Tropical Storm Saudel, which is still outside the PAR. And supposedly joining us today, we've seen him already, but he seems to be bouncing around outside, is our resident Dalai Llamas. Ito, papasok na. Ala, pumasok na raw. Yan, pumasok na raw. Ito. Ito po yung ating salarin. Ayan.
Akala ko si Gutesa.
Pagalitan ka na, sige. Maganda ka na, simangot na. Anong palusot mo?
May tinawagan ako na importante.
Patingin ng records.
Huka
Patingin ng call log.
agad eh.
From the Philippine Star, we've got, of course, Editor-in-Chief, Ami Pamintuan. Hi, Ami.
Hi, Ami.
Hi, everybody. Happy
Ang
Thursday.
Ang liwanag mo
Merong
naman.
mga masaya, merong hindi. Oo nga eh.
liwanag
Bakit
mo.
walang pasok ngayon? Ang
Paliwanag ba?
liwaliwanag ngayon.
Yeah.
Liwanag ni Ami, oh. Orange
Bakit
ba yan?
walang pasok ang liwaliwanag ngayon?
Hindi, kaso yung mga kwampa, yung mga baha, may mga lugar pa na baha eh.
Wow.
Tapos may mga
Lalo
eskwelahan.
yung sa Bulacan area.
May mga eskwelahan na puro putik pa. Dami pa,
Oo
puro
nga.
putik, hindi pa nalilinis eh. No? Nag-pile up yung silt.
Baka high tide pa rin.
Tsaka climate change, patuloy pa rin eh. Tsaka high tide.
Saka soil erosion.
Nagluluto pa. Nagluluto pa
Saka
siya.
soil erosion.
Nagluluto pa ng lugaw. No?
The next person who cites high tide and climate change to me ay...
Yan.
Hindi ko na alam
Ingat ka dyan, ingat yan.
I'm sure marami pa. I'm sure.
Marami
Kaya nga
pa
hindi na natin tinawagan yung iba.
I'm sure.
For example, baha din sa Cavite.
Nagulat ka ba, Ronald, sa recantation?
Hindi. Sabi nga ni Ping.
Nagulat ka ba?
Sabi nga ni Ping Lacson, not surprising. Grabe yung mga comments, ha? Yung sa high tide.
Binasa mo, ha?
I mean,
Binasa mo, ha?
95% banat eh.
as I said, hindi na rin bagong high tide. Obviously, we're an archipelago, so
Tawa na tawa sa mga comments, nagsisympathize ka, Reg.
hindi ko alam paano naging bagong phenomenon ang high tide.
Nagsisympathize. Sa akin, wala nagsympathize.
Kasi yung talaga wala.
Laban sa principal.
But you know, if you listen to President Marcos speak and nag-press con siya kahapon, di ba, after inspecting, I also heard him mention a few times that weather patterns are changing. The rainfall is harder to predict,
Ayun naman pala. May hugot naman pala eh.
So mukhang that's where the local government officials take their cue na, this
He's
is
the
what's
chief
going
executive.
on.
Actually,
And no one is denying that that's what's going on, but that's not the question.
yes. At saka sa October, pinakamatindi yung El Nino.
El Nino,
in
it's the
recorded
worst on
history.
record. Oo.
So, pero yun ang susunod na excuse nila. El Nino.
Next time, I'm gonna bring scientific data. Pivot lang tayo because we have another important topic to discuss today. Let me bring in our first guest already because he has to go shortly. Acting Executive Director of the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center, or CICC, Undersecretary Aboy Paraiso. Welcome back to StoryCon, Yusek.
Hi, Yusek.
Naka-mute yata si...
Sir,
Nakamute
nakakita
po
tayo,
kayo.
sir.
Wala ka ba?
Nakamute po kayo.
Yusek?
Mute.
Yung...
Sorry.
Ayan na. Okay
Thank you
na.
for having me again, Mama Ami, Ma'am Reg. Sen Edu, Sir Ed, magandang hapon po.
Kasi
Yusek
Ganda
naman,
po.
you're representing DICT pa naman. But anyways,
Sorry.
we are
Pero naunawaan namin yung hindi high tide dyan. Hindi yung high tide.
we're here to talk about a very important and serious topic. Of course,
Yeah.
nag-testify po kayo kanina sa Senado saying that you, meaning the CICC, had alerted Meta about the live streaming of the shooter in Zamboanga within 5 minutes. Pakikwento
Yep.
naman po sa amin for those who haven't listened into the Senate hearing.
So immediately after we had visibility, which is difficult to be honest, Ma'am Rachel, because our visibility really depends on virality. Kasi yung live stream na yan, it doesn't have any tags that we can input into our monitoring and detection system. So we only had visibility. So it took us time before we would have visibility. Tapos ni-report ko kagad namin sa Meta. And this is the unfortunate event since there's still gaps and still the office of Meta here still isn't a proper branch office that has jurisdiction, that has some powers. Dinaan pa ho nila sa proper channels before the video was taken down po.
And within 5 minutes, you had officially reached out to Meta, correct?
After yung ongoing po na live stream po, we reached out to Meta. And to be fair naman po, nung nag-reach out tayo, we understand their internal processes, and because the Philippine office has very, very limited jurisdiction or very, very limited powers, they had to go to
Umakyat
their
pa.
channels. Na-take down naman po.
Umakyat pa sa Singapore, where the
And
regional offices
yes
sit.
po, opo. Opo.
Na-take down naman, but how much more time lapsed?
Around from what was reported to me, it was around 7 to 9 minutes pa po, Ma'am Reg.
7 to 9.
79.
Yeah.
So matagal-tagal pa yon.
Oo. Yusek,
Yes, ma'am.
nagko-coordinate daw kayo with Roblox. Can you tell us more about it?
So yes, ma'am, because of although it's still unverified and wala pa na-establish na clear evidence when it comes to the connection of gaming platforms, but there were already intel given to us that the child in conflict with the law was heavily into Roblox. We already reached out to Roblox, and then they reported back to us they're conducting their own investigation onto the matter, whether the child was indeed heavily engaged in the gaming platform, whether he was chatting with anybody inside the platform, or whether there were indications of NBEs within the platform.
Sir,
Madalas niyo bang gawin yan? Mga ganyang coordination with
It's
this
the-
gaming platforms?
It's still difficult, Mamami, and this is something that the CICC is very passionate about. That we are asking for real powers and real clear mandate that would require all these platforms, whether it's the gaming platforms, whether it's social media platforms, include na rin natin, Ma'am Ami, pati yung messaging platforms, kasi after the games, after nila mag-target ng mga bata sa games,
Text sila.
dadalhin na sila sa messaging platforms para doon in-indoctrinate And also streaming platforms. So, kailangan magkaroon tayo ng jurisdiction over them para siguro matupad yung sinasabi nyo, mas mabilis yung coordination kasi may certain coercive mesh, may coercive force behind yung pag nag-utos tayo. Kasi ngayon, ma'am, admittedly, nakikiusap lang tayo sa mga platforms na to.
Pero sir, I think what's really alarming for a lot of people is even after the original takedown or the takedown of the original video, it still was found kanina on Meta, I suppose, with other users streaming it or replaying it. How is that possible?
Correct, sir. Correct, Sir Ed, no? And I'm sorry to cut you off, but if I get your question right, if tama ho, may mga nakikita pa ho tayo. Kasi ito, nakikita natin dahil hindi tumahagip ng AI natin because walang mga tags. Ibig sabihin, ilalagay lang nila, walang description. So, ang description kasi yung pinagbabasihan ng AI natin pag nagsusweep sila eh. So, what happened was, and to answer your question, paano nangyari yun? Even though the original account and the original video was taken down, supposedly hindi mo na ma-share yun, we found out that during the live stream of this particular individual, ni-record po kasi we saw from a perspective na ito yung screen, tapos may isang device na nagre-record doon sa screen, so nahagip yung screen. So yun yung as if original video yun. So, pinapahagip din natin at pinapa-take down din natin kay Meta. And we are also asking the public, kasi admittedly, may mga ganito na makakalusot because wala nga, hindi mahagip ng AI, hindi mahagip ng monitoring natin na if there are still existing videos like this, i-report to sa amin sa CICC para mapa-take down na ho natin.
Yusek, anong possible sanctions nyo sa Meta? Dahil
So-
kung wala naman silang sanctions, papagpag lang nila yan.
Sec Ronald, and it's very good point. And kaya nga ho, we will now be conducting a study and recommendation kung ano yung mga executive measures natin, whether it's on the part of the executive or the legislative, kasi there are still gaps in the law na kailangan natin punuan para ho to properly formulate guidelines to properly regulate and monitor these platforms with the view of child protection naman po hindi naman po for anything else. Kasi rampant na ngayon yung, wag na lang within tong school shootings kasi parang yung gaps niya medyo malayo-layo sa isa't isa pero NBEs are still, yung group chats nila are still very active. Pero yung mga usakit-sisayang cases natin, Ronald, nandiyan pa. Yung mga bullying natin in violation of our Safe Spaces Act, andyan pa. So there is a lot of things that we need to unpack and we need to confront these platforms with. Again, I reiterate, it's not only social media platforms, but messaging platforms, gaming platforms, wherein you can chat in these platforms, and even sometimes streaming platforms po.
May mga legislations ngayon na Yusek na nakasalang. Nagko-coordinate ba kayo para doon sa mga legislations na yon? Meron kayong masaya ba kayo yung status ng mga legislation na yan? Dahil may mga criticisms yung ibang mga academicians at saka civil society groups dun sa kakulangan ng mga legislations na nakasala ngayon.
So, we are a very active participant po, Sec Ronald, when it comes to yung mga, especially mga LEDAC measures natin, including yan, strengthening yung child protection o site-to-site laws natin. But tama ho, yung iba natin, there can be improvements, especially ho, when it comes to the flexibility of our laws. Kasi nga ho, we're discussing the problem now. Ang problema ko sa technology, when you're discussing the problem now, pag napasa na yung batas, nag-evolve na yung problem kasi sobrang bilis ng technology mag-evolve din po.
Sir, I don't mean to be I don't mean to be maldito pero I get the impression na pag intellectual property issue, ang bilis nila mag-flag na, "Oy, that's the same thing as something else." Pero pag commercial in other words, pag commercial issue, mabilis lang umaksyon, pero pag social issue, parang teka, walang ito, walang ganoon. Am I getting that right? Am I being reasonable here, unreasonable?
Sir Ed, I'll give you the basic business model of these platforms. Controversy sells. So
Yeah.
the more
Yeah.
controversial
Of course.
the thing
But-
is,
but-
mas papayagan nila sa platform nila yan unless we mandate them to, put it out of their platforms.
Oh, but USEC, meron din silang community standards, di ba? Madalas, for
Yes.
those of us who have been blocked or who have had content taken down, they say that we violated the community standards even though may pagka-arbitrary naman talaga. But there are things that are very clear that are not supposed to be on the platform. This is one case. And in the US, of course, they are being sued already over their
Yes,
responsibility with the Texas school shooting, for example.
Yes,
so-
po.
so-
and then sorry ma'am.
Go ahead, Yusek.
So may sanction.
No, I agree with that particular point na medyo arbitrary. Kaya nga ho siya sabi natin na I'll be fair with regards to one platform. Si Meta nung kasi doon nag-live stream yung bata. Nung pinatanggal natin siya, hindi natin sinayad yung mga batas natin. Ang ginawa ko kasi ng CICC, knowing this would be a recurring problem, nag-train ho yung mga tao natin with the community standards ng mga platforms, not only Meta, andyan si TikTok, andyan yung iba't ibang mga platforms. So yun na yung ginagamit natin para mas mapabilis siya magpa-take down. Gaya itong nangyari sa Zamboanga, hindi ho natin sinayad na it's a violation of our child abuse law. Ang sinayad natin, this is a sensitive content. Ginamit natin yung mga community standards ho nila. And I agree that if we are continuously doing this, we are at the mercy of their own community standards. Kasi dapat it should be tailor-fitted to the Philippine culture, the Philippine setting. Kasi may ibang nuances na dito sa atin na hindi. Kasi parang nakikita ko rin yung argument ngayon yung this movement against wokeism, yung pagiging woke ng mga bata. Sa ating mga Filipino, very strict tayo pagdating sa mga anak natin. Etong mga bata na generation ngayon, since they're exposed to these global issues, this global content, na-adapt na rin na parang, you hindi mo ako pwedeng saktan or hindi mo ako pwedeng disiplinahin or magtatampo na lang ako, magkukulong ako sa kwarto and you have no right to enter my personal space. So, again, it's very arbitrary, Ma'am Regina.
Yusek, I'm sure you're monitoring the cases sa US against
Opo.
Meta.
Yeah,
Medyo
oo.
advanced sila. Anong takeaways nyo doon? Anong pwede natin gawin by way of regulating nga yung mga platforms?
So, the current US cases po, ma'am, meron silang hawak doon na wala tayo. They have jurisdiction over the platform kasi nasa US nga si Meta. So, whenever they sue, Meta has no choice but to respond.
Yeah.
We try doing that here. Baka yung gaya yung sinasabi ni Sir Ed, baka isnabil lang tayo ng mga platforms na yan. Unless nga, we acquire jurisdiction over them. And we have the right to acquire jurisdiction over them, Ma'am Ami, to be honest. Kasi ang laki-laki market ng Pilipinas para sa kanila. Ang laki-laki ng
Yeah.
kinikita nila sa atin.
Yeah.
And yet,
Oo nga.
wala sila dito, di ba? Ito na lang itong kaso ng sa Zamboanga. Humihingi tayo ng warrant sa korte natin. Pag nakuha natin yung warrant na yun, kanino natin i-enforce? Dito sa mga platforms na to? Na tatagal pa bago sila sumagot sa mga warrant na yun because they have to go through their channels. Something doesn't sit right with us here in ICC sa ganung sitwasyon.
Sir, anong solusyon dyan? From your perspective, what can we do or what can be done or what should be done
So,
with regard to
So
that?
siguro, isplok ko na rin, i-chismis ko na rin sa inyo.
Sige, i-splok mo na.
Magiging recommendation namin. Na ang recommendation namin, gagawin natin yung ginawa natin kay Roblox. We would give them time to comply. Mag-set up office kayo here. Yung KYC, kasi hindi inherently masama yung mga platforms o yung mga games na yan eh. Pero ang masama, hindi nila nire-regulate yung sarili nila mga platforms. For example, yung mga age-appropriate content. If it's violent, if it's explicit, dapat mga adults na nakakita niyan. Hindi pwede yung mga bata. So I think the KYC should be tied up either to a registered number or yung sa national ID ho natin. And third, there should be a reporting mechanism na pag halimbawa ganito ka urgent na ma-take down kagad, kailangan yung response natin, i-shorten natin na something immediate. Ganun na yung recommendation namin.
Yusek, ano na status nung issue sa Roblox? Nasaan
Well,
na?
sa Roblox po, nangako po sila. I think they have till October, if my calculations would be correct, Sec Ronald, no, to set up office here and then to tie up their KYC or their age verification do sa national ID natin. Kasi currently, ang age verification pa rin nila, yung itatapat mo lang yung mukha mo doon sa camera, i-guesstimate na yung age mo. Halimbawa, si
Paano
Ronald
kami?
ang tinapat mo doon sa camera, baka akalaan underage, i-restrict doon sa platform, di ba?
In relation dyan, Yusek, yung age regulation, meron ba tayong ganyan dito sa mga online gambling natin dito? Dahil kinakausap ako ng mga LGUs dahil grabe yung depression at saka iba pang mga malalaking problema sa kabataan dahil easily na-access nila yung online gambling. Nababaon sa utang mga bata pa, kaya grabe yung depression nila.
Sir Ronald, I have to distinguish, no? Yung mga legal, yung mga registered sa PAGCOR, and we've gone through their system, apparently it meets the standards ng age verification. Medyo mataas yung antas ng age verification nila. Ang nagiging problema natin sa yung mga unregulated, yung mga hindi lisensyado, yung mga, unang-una, tama ho kayo, hindi lang sa hindi maganda yung age verification nila, but mas iniinganyo nga nila yung mga hindi pwedeng maglaro doon sa mga legal na platforms. So, dito kayo sa amin. So that includes mga bata, yung mga naban na. And second, namamanipulate yung mga games na yan. And kaya nga kami ho sa CICC, puspusan ho yung pagpapatake-down namin, pagbablock namin dito sa mga illegal gambling sites na to. Ang nagiging problema natin is yung pag nag-block kami, madali rin gumawa ng ibang sites ng mga to eh. At saka, ang nagiging problema yung limitations din ng mga telcos. Kaya nga pinag-iisipan na rin mo namin ni Sec Henry ng DICT na kunin na talaga sa kanila yung PDNS, yung pagbablock ng mga, hindi na natin kailangan iasa sa mga telcos yung mga pagbablock na to.
Yeah. Yusek, we're running out of time, but I need to ask you some last few things. CICC, do you already have a stand on the proposal to ban social media for minors? Meron na pong official
Yes, ma'am.
stand?
And I think we've already echoed this in our position papers to the various committees handling this particular bill. No, we support the bill, but we have to learn from the lessons of other countries. It's not only a sweeping ban that's needed, and it might not be prudent na sweeping ban lang based on age. Kailangan may kasama din dyan education sa mga bata, ano ba yung internet. Kasi pag binan mo yan, mas nagiging attractive sa bata eh. Yung parang bakit nagiging tabu tapos mas nagiging attractive. So we have to integrate it with a curriculum na sa cyber hygiene at saka yung ano yung mga do's and don'ts sa internet.
So wala po kayong age recommendation. You are not proposing any age cutoff.
No, we're not, ma'am, but we're supportive po of the measures of our legislature to heavily regulate these platforms.
Yeah. Okay. Coming back to the most recent incident in Zamboanga, the legislation around here might take a while. Of course, we're talking about it now, pero baka matagal-tagal pa before it comes into effect. In the meantime, what is the plan here? Is there anything that the executive side can do?
Yes, Ma'am Regina. No, I circle back to what I was talking about earlier, that we would be proposing recommendations to execute some executive measures like what we did with roadblocks, which is to mandate them to comply. Otherwise, they would face us temporarily geo-blocking of their platforms until they comply. First, set up office here. Second, strengthen your age verification, tie it up with our national ID or tie it up with the registered SIM card here, and then have that particular green lane when it comes to government communications for better coordination and faster actions. Ma'am Regina.
Kumusta yung paghabol nyo sa nihilistic extremist groups? Are you working with the FBI? Kasi sila medyo advanced na yung yung law enforcement nila in that area.
Yes, ma'am. And to be honest, what we're facing here in the Philippines is the same problem that's facing the US and other
Yes.
first world countries who are more advanced when it comes to technology, who have jurisdiction over these platforms. NDEs are generally outside of these particular jurisdictions. Yung pag pinag-usapan natin yung isang grupo, mostly mga Russian NDEs yan, yung mga ganyan. So, yan ang nagiging problema natin eh. We have the information. Ang problema natin,
How to go after them.
difficult thing because cybercrime is really borderless, and our actions, lahat tayo sa buong mundo, have to be collective and universal din dapat yung sagot natin. We come up with universal policies na pag dito nangyari, as if nangyari sa buong mundo, mamami.
Maybe that is the argument you need to make. Who has jurisdiction over Meta, for example, is Singapore, because their regional headquarters is in
Yes,
Singapore,
ma'am.
and they are a registered licensed entity over there. If you say that
Yes, ma'am.
cybercrime is a borderless crime, then maybe that is something that we could take to them and, ask for more cooperation with. But
That's a very great point, Ma'am Regina. Yes, we agree that it's these particular NBEs. If you are targeting our children, it violates our child protection laws, yung anti-child abuse law natin. And
Yeah.
it should be integrated into our various MLATs with other countries.
Yeah.
Kasi yung mga MLATs natin for serious crimes lang eh.
yeah.
So maybe there's a need to revisit our various MLATs with other countries.
Yeah, especially, might as well do it now whilst we're ASEAN chair. We'll leave
Yes,
that there because you did ask to be let go at 4:30. Is that correct, Yusek?
I think I can still spare another 5 minutes. Ma'am, kasi
Actually,
Sige, go ahead.
Well, sir,
sige.
in answer to Ami's question kanina about yung mga nihilistic groups, you said na it's a bit difficult because, for example, you have Russian, I suppose, Russian websites or mga ganun, websites that are outside of our jurisdiction that we have no control of, and I suppose we cannot block. But at the same time, I understand that you also have internet providers here that block websites.
Yes, po.
In fact, I see a lot of websites that are not available to Filipinos. So
Yes,
it is possible, and it is being done.
Yes, Sir Ed, no? And this is the thing that yung ginamit natin sa roadblocks kasi we now proven that we can block sites. Ang difficulty doon sa mga NBEs, Sir Ed, it's not the websites. They're not interacting in the websites. They're interacting in secure and encrypted messaging platforms.
Okay,
Wala
okay.
silang website talaga eh. Kasi kaya-kaya natin
Third-party
i-geoblock yan.
platforms,
Ibig sabihin,
okay.
hindi natin makikita dito, Sir Ed.
Okay, I guess you now. Sige. Sir, tapos may phone-in question. I have a friend who's a website developer, si Marco Seguera. Sabi niya, regarding yung possibility of banning some social networks, sabi niya, mahirap kasi even DepEd teachers and students are very dependent on it. Dun ang announcements, coordination, synchronizing classwork,
That's also
online
true.
meetings, and all that. So we become so dependent on it. Even government agencies also depend on it as well.
Yes. Sir Ed, yun na yung pinag-usapan ho namin. Kasi, for example, right now, we banned Gorebox. Hindi nyo na makikita yan dito sa bansa natin.
Gorebox.
And hindi mo na ma-access. Roblox na nabanta natin. But because, tama ho kayo, yung ibang mga platforms, especially social media platforms, we're very dependent. Medyo malaki yung both political and social cost na kinakaharap natin pag ibaban ho natin sila or i-block natin sila. So, it's a very, very delicate balance for us in government.
Have you seen
So ang
any
Gorebox
examples?
hindi lang blocked ha? Banned na ang Gorebox.
Bando ang Gorebox dito.
Have you seen any examples elsewhere in the world of a jurisdiction striking that good balance?
There's to be honest, Ma'am Regina, there's actually no measure for what's good balance. Ang nakikita ko natin, nag-block talaga at saka nag-ban sa mga social media platforms are very extreme. You have China, you have Saudi, you have Russia. So, one thing in common sa mga particular similarly situated republics and democratic nations like the Philippines, lahat sila nahihirapan din na hanapan ng dahilan para mag-outright ban because of the cost that's involved.
With the Zamboanga shooting, you said you had reached out to Meta within 5 minutes after you were alerted to it, and then they took down the video within 7 to 9 minutes. Was there any effort on their side after that to try to, make this process faster?
To be fair, Ma'am Regina, after the blocking of the initial video, the original video, pinasok na ho nila doon sa AI nila. So, mabilis na ho yung pag-detect ng mga nagre-reshare ng videos na yon. And it's the process na meron naman sila eh. They have control over their platforms eh. So they can detect and they can take down very, very quickly. And in this particular case, after the initial takedown, mabilis na ho yung sumunod. In fact, automated na yung mga sumunod na mga takedowns nila.
Pero may mga nakalusot pa rin because they did not put
Yeah.
keywords.
Yes, ma'am. So,
how
yan
do you
yung
capture
nagiging
that?
restriction. So, ma'am, the difficulty with videos is even if you hindi mo siya ma-take down in real time kasi wala kang parameter na isa-search ng AI. So hindi niya ma-process, hindi niya ma-contextualize yung videos. So that's the problem with videos na walang description. It would stay out there tapos nga unless we take it down because we detected it at saka request natin for takedown.
In less than 2 years,
Actually,
magkakaroon na ng presidential election, Yusek. No? A
Yes, po.
very defining election. Even now, nag-scale up, nag-level up na yung disinformation tsaka trolling. Yung trolling ngayon, hindi mo na kinakailangan ng thousands of trolls. Eh. Kailangan mo na lang ng 1 or 2 person na merong
Yes, po.
app
Yes, po.
para dito. No? So, AI may choose the next president in 2028.
So-
Anong ginagawa nyo rito para ma-mitigate or at least ma-regulate yung ganitong klaseng level ng gera, ng warfare? Because warfare now is in social media.
Tama ko kayo, Sec. Ronald. No? So one of our proposals, since we're going to Singapore, Sec. Henry and I, and apparently we have a huge delegation now because gusto na rin sumama ng Senate at ng House at saka ng PCO to Singapore to meet with Meta executives is we should be able to dictate our own narratives here in the Philippines. Kaya gagayahin natin ang Singapore na pag foreign yung mga kasi yan naman yung amplification niyan, Sec. Ronald, base na sa nakikita natin, no? Narrative comes here, ibabato nila sa ibang bansa para sa amplification, tapos magiging natural na lang yung pick up dito ng resharing, nagiging organic. Pero what our proposal is, and talagang ang habulin natin yung mga platforms na dapat ma-implement to is pag yung mga accounts na yan ay hindi Philippine registered or tied up to a Philippine
course.
ID or Filipino SIM card, dapat hindi yan makapag-interact sa atin. They can see our contents, pero hindi yan dapat makapag-comment, hindi yan dapat makapag-reshare. So yun ang hinahabol natin sa ground. So I think that's with the aim of, protecting the integrity of yung elections natin for 2028. Sir.
When is this meeting happening, Yusek?
So the proposed date, and I think it's already confirmed, will be on the 27th of this month. Immediate na po talaga, Ma'am Eugene.
Oh, next week.
Huwag masyadong
Yes,
maraming Yusek, huwag masyadong maraming congressman tsaka senador yung isama nyo. Baka mag-junket lang.
Sige po.
Sino mo gusto sumama? Let us know.
I think
It's
it's
okay.
the main delegation would be DICT-led
Yeah,
tsaka
of course.
CICC-led po. Pero I think there will be representatives from the Senate, hindi mo na siguro Senador Secronal, but yung mga committees nila and also from the House po. And advocacy groups po, I think Digital Pinoy would also be joining us.
May impeachment, di pwede mag-junket.
Oo, tsaka baka mamaya, yung hinahanap, biglang sumama dyan.
Masyado mo naman, Ami, masyado mo namang
Masyado akong
masyado mo namang
optimistic.
ina-underestimate yung ating mga politiko. Saan kuweba ka ba nakatira?
Oo nga.
Sana,
Oo nga eh.
oo. I wish you a productive
Last na tanong na lang, Yusek.
Yes
Very
po, sir.
concerned kasi yung ating security sector, no? DND, AFP, NSA, etc. Dito sa foreign malign influence coming
Yes, po.
from very specific superpower, no?
Yes, po.
Hindi pa pinangalanan.
Ino-occupy yung ating territory.
Yes, po.
Paano yung kanyan? Paano yung protection natin dyan sa foreign malign influence na yan na very massive ang offensive,
So it ties up to sa question yung kanina, yung pagdating do sa amplification do sa mga fake news. No? We saw this fake news na propagated here in the Philippines na sa kanila ang our neighbors up north na wala daw West Philippine Sea, sa kanila daw yung West Philippine Sea na yan. So fortunately this is one of the issues na we came to terms with the platforms with na pagdating dito sa Pilipinas, hindi dapat makita yung content na yan. And to be fair, hindi na natin nakikita yung content na yan. Although, existing pa yung mga content na yan pag lumabas. Geo-restricted siya sa SED.
Yung unggoy,
yung
nakikita
term.
ko pa, Yusek, Yung unggoy, yung kamukha ni Ed.
Yep.
No?
Ah,
Yung unggoy.
pag ganun, Sen, baka
Kita ka barong?
ito
Oo,
yung
nakabarong,
mga bagay
Tapos sa
na
kabot?
Oo.
within the margin of error na nakakalusot pa. Pero pag halimbawa ni-report naman natin yan, we're confident mapapatake down yan.
Salamat, Yusek.
Well, we
Okay.
wish you a productive and fruitful meeting in Singapore. I hope you take a very hard line on the platforms as well because isang malaking problema yan dito sa atin, as you pointed out. But for now, we thank you for talking to us. Undersecretary Aboy Paraiso from the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center. Thank you so much, sir.
Salamat, Yusek.
po.
Thank you, Yusek.
Thank you po.
You are watching Storycon and One News. We just need to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.
We've got developing news in the stories behind the headlines. Welcome back to Storycon, the Story Conference. I'm Ed Lingao.
And I'm Regina Lay. Still with us, Amy Pomintuan of the Philippine Star and Ronald Llamas, our resident political TD.
I was telling...
At least hindi na depression. Kahapon depression.
Tropical depression. TD nga.
Ay, dugo ilong ko.
Kakalis lang
Pareho
ni...
yung TD.
Kasi kakalis lang
Depression pa rin
ni
yun, TD.
Neneng. Oo nga. Alis lang ni Neneng. Ngayon naman Ronald.
I was telling Ronald kanina, it just occurred to me na yung ating Pangulo nung sa FOCAP forum nung August 14, sinabi niya na they won the civil cases, the ill-gotten wealth civil cases because they were able to prove that it was not their wealth was not ill-gotten.
Oo nga.
Alam ko na nakasuhan ng, hindi lang nakasuhan, na-desisyonan yung kaso ni Imelda, di ba?
Yeah.
At
Then,
Yan ang
up to
graph.
now,
She
up
was
to now,
convicted.
he's out on bail.
It's on appeal.
She
But,
was convicted.
It's on-
Hanggang ngayon, bail siya, di ba?
But that's different pa. I mean, we're talking, that's not yet final per se kasi that's on appeal eh. Yung GR 152154 of 2003, which is the Swiss bank accounts case.
Favorite GR ni Ed yun.
Oo.
final na
That's
yun.
already, the PCGG says
Kasi sinuli na sa atin yung pera.
the PCGG says it has recovered $4 billion from not just the Marcos, the Marcos family and
Yeah.
their cronies. $4 billion. So
Out of 10,
they
supposedly.
estimate
Oo.
10 billion pero mukhang at this point
Supposedly.
hindi
Hindi na, well, yeah.
Yung sa akin, hindi
Saka may
nila...
Supreme Court ruling na yan, kaya pumayag ang Swiss court na i-turn over, Swiss
Yeah.
government,
Yeah.
and the banks na i-turn over sa atin. Dahil may
Yes.
ruling na yung Supreme Court natin that it's ill-gotten. At alam mo, sinasabi ng mga Swiss, it's the first time daw
That they did
for
that.
Switzerland na mag-restitute sa isang yung accused dictator and ayaw daw nila yung nagiging reputasyon nila na nagiging haven sila for that kind of money. They were so proud of it, kaya lang, nagtataka sila kung bakit walang nakulong.
Sang kuweba rin ba sila nakatira?
Marami silang
Switzerland
kuwebe.
dyan, di tayo.
Marami silang kuwebe. Ano ka ba?
Nagkahawaan na ng kuweba yan.
Totoo ba yung...
Pero yung aking mga Swiss accounts, hindi nila ma-recover yun. No? Hindi nila mahanap eh.
Ah,
Yung aking Swiss accounts.
Ikaw ba nahanap mo?
Ha?
Ikaw ba nahanap mo?
Hindi rin eh.
baka tsokolate lang yan, Ronald.
Akala niya sa kanya yun.
Swiss
But
chocolate
yes.
lang yung naka-deposito mo dyan.
So the point is, it's not entirely accurate.
Yeah, that they have won several civil cases, and that is
Marami,
true.
ha? Marami.
Pero how many cases do you need to lose for you to be able to say that we won or that
And
they
that
lost?
it was determined it was ill-gotten. And
Baka
secondary to that, yung tax deficiency nila.
Ano pa yun?
That President Marcos said,
Oh,
na busy
Hans-
kasi siya with, with the work of being a president, kaya
Dapat
nakaligtaan niya.
ang kukunin nyo kasi yung average.
Yeah.
Kung merong 5 na nanalo, tapos may 4 na natalo, lamang na isa.
Mas marami yung nanalo.
Pasok natin guess natin.
Let's put a pin on that. We'll circle back to that conversation. But let me bring in our next guest. We're talking to a very busy man, Director Melvin Matibag of the National Bureau of Investigation. Welcome back to StoryCon, Director Matibag.
Good afternoon po. Maraming salamat po sa inyong invitasyon at magandang hapon po sa lahat ng tumatangkilig sa inyong programa.
Magandang hapon, Director. Salamat
Yes,
din
sir.
sa mabilisan
Yes, sir.
na
Opo.
imbitasyon at tinangkilik.
Pinaunlakan nyo kami.
Pinaunlakan nyo kami. Oh.
Yan.
Opo. Mhm.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Director!
Lahat tayo
Yes, po.
maraming tanong, pero sige, go.
Mauna ka na. Oh.
Muna ka na.
Oh. Director, ano na status ng task force na tinayo nyo para investigahan yung PISGOC ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano?
Well, maganda po yung takbo. Actually, we've gathered a lot of documentary and testimonial evidence and we are collating it. We're just waiting for some documents from other agencies para po doon sa attachment namin. Pero it's moving very well. Very cooperative po yung mga personalities na inimbita namin. Mapera lamang po doon sa mga miyembro ng board ng PISGOC po.
So very positive naman so far ang tingin nyo dito sa nangyayaring investigasyon ng inyong tinayong task force.
Opo, lumalabas po yung mga ebidensya na ating pong tinitingnan at sinusuri ngayon para mabuo po natin yung konklusyon doon dito po sa kasong ito.
So hindi na bawasan yung inyong determinasyon kahit medyo mabait sa inyo si Alan Peter nung nag-testify kayo.
Well, Sekedo, sabi naman po natin palagi, no one is above the law eh.
Yan.
So kung ano po yung doon sa batas, saka sabi ko nga, hindi naman lumalabas yung pangalan niya ron sa mga dokumento ng sinabit sa SEC. Ang kailangan lang naming mabigyan kasagutan bakit may mga dokumento na siya umaakto na chairman ng PISGOC despite that he is not a member of the board.
Change topic na? Ano?
Director
Yes.
Matibag, a lot of people got excited nung pumunta po kayo sa Davao recently. Akala nila, uhulin nyo na po si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Of course, you ended up raiding that steel company. But
Opo.
kamusta na po yung kaso ni Senator De La Rosa?
Nung pumunta po sa Davao, hindi po siya ang huli natin. No? Hindi po siya. Bakal po, hindi ba to? Ano po? Meron pong steel company roon na may violations ng mga batas natin, specifically sa product standard, saka po Consumer Act, saka po dun sa presidential degree regarding sa pag-handle po ng hazardous materials. So yun po yung pagpunta natin doon. Yung
Yeah.
kay Senator Bato naman po, we have an ongoing surveillance as we speak at we're hoping that sooner it will yield the positive result na inaasahan po natin.
Sir,
And
when
we
you
are
say-
very positive naman po na meron naman po kaming malino na tinutumbok dito sa mga leads na dumating po sa amin.
Well, sir, kasi when you say surveillance, that implies that you're watching a person or an area in particular. So I
That-
suppose you've zoomed in already on one
That
or
is correct
several
po.
areas.
Yeah, that is correct. Several areas po. Opo.
Is this because when we spoke to you several weeks ago, dun pa lang may sinasurveil na po kayo, di ba? Is it the same or this is different?
Several areas po kasi ito. So we're by process of elimination based on the intelligence report po sa amin. So doon po namin tinitingnan and we are narrowing down po. And I think soon you will, meron po siguro kaming positive na result at magkakaroon po kami ng operation po.
How soon kaya,
Director?
Director?
Yes, ma'am.
How soon kaya?
Hello po. Yung actions po namin siguro baka in the next 10 to 15 meron po kami positive action. Of course, we
Director,
cannot
yung
guarantee the positive result, mahuli sa but we will have a more vast action, more than a surveillance po.
Director, yung mainit na story ngayon, yung retraction ni Orly Gutesa. May involvement ba yung NBI dito sa pagbe-verify ng ganyang mga paiba-ibang testimony?
Well, hindi po kami involved doon kay Orly Gutesa. I think that case is within the jurisdiction right now of the Office of the Ombudsman. So unless we are will be deputized to look into it, gawin po namin. Or meron pong legal representation somehow or an order coming from competent authority for us to do the investigation. Gawin po natin. Because right now, we don't want to step into the jurisdiction of Ombudsman who's the one handling the case right now po.
Hindi sila pwedeng humingi ng tulong sa inyo. Kasi may sinasabi si Ombudsman na meron daw mga persons in the active service na itinuturo pa rin si former Speaker Romualdez.
Well, pag pinadalan po kami ng request, just like what happened sa 18 Marines, we will act on it. But right now, the primary jurisdiction belong to the Office of the Ombudsman po.
Okay.
Director, in relation naman dun sa kaso ni Mike Defensor, nakakulong kasi siya based on a different case yung in relation dun kay Marcoleta. Pero meron kayong sinampas sa kanyang mga kaso tungkol sa human trafficking, di ba? Na another non-bailable case at kasama yung kanyang anak at saka yung kanyang asawa. Ang ano lang status nun? Dahil may kumakalat kasing balita na yung kanyang asawa at anak ay nakalabas na ng bansa.
Well, dalawang kaso po yung pinail namin. No? Yung isa, nung the same day na or a day or two after nung rape po, napailan po yung asawa at anak niya. But after a month, may pinail po kami na case na kasama si former Congressman Mike Defensor. So, right now, it's still ongoing po. Yung ating pong yung isa nasa prosecutor level, yung second case po na pinail. Yung isa naman ay nasa, it's already been filed sa court po.
So, Director, walang whole departure order sa kanyang asawa at saka anak. Pwede silang lumabas,
wala po
pumasok.
knowledge. Wala pong inilabas ang RTC na hold departure order po.
Director, still on that, still on this Mike Defensor, siyempre tandaan niyo yung alleged trap being set against Executive Secretary Ralph Recto. You're looking at, among other people, si Jing Paras at si Leandro Leviste. But at the time, at least a week or two ago, you referred to them as resource speakers, not respondents, not accused. I'm wondering if things have changed since then. Kasi when you say resource speakers, parang conference eh. Parang forum
Well,
eh.
when they were invited, they are invited to give to shed light para po to give information on doon po sa mga sinabi. At of course, there is already an allegation coming from the other witnesses to them. So ngayon, nagpunta po yung mga lawyers nung Monday. They promised to issue us a statement po verified, yung pong sworn statement. So we're waiting for that sworn statement. But after that submissions ng sworn statement nila, we will already come out with the resolution po.
Oh,
What
how
will be
soon
the
do you
direction,
expect that?
whether to file siguro po in the next 10 days, meron po kami positive action dyan. Whether we will say na they are not involved at all or we will file a case against them po.
Within the next
10 days.
10 days as well.
Next 10 days po. Opo.
Lahat 10 days.
So tandaan mo yun, Reg, dahil imbitahin natin uli si Director
Pero,
after 10 days.
Working
Director,
days, boss.
Offhand ba?
Working days.
pero Director, offhand ba mukhang tatayo yung kaso?
I was talking to our lawyers sa NBI and it looks like there are several cases that can be filed. Sa ngayon po, as we speak, kung wala pa po yung affidavit ng mga lawyers, but if we will base it on the testimonial declaration ng mga witnesses and the other evidence, it looks like at the very least, yung mga lawyers have a responsibility under the CPRA, yung pong aming Code of Professional Responsibility and Accountability. Tapos wala pong ibang magiging paglilinaw sa kampo po ni Congressman Libiste at the very least the administrative code which will warrant a case with the Ethics Committee of the House of Representatives po.
But of course, we all know si Congressman Leviste has left the country together with his mother. In fact, kayo po yung nag-disclose nun. What else do you know at this point about their whereabouts?
Well, it looks like from the last country that we know, sa Switzerland, they've been traveling now. So, hindi pa po na-monitor. Baka by tomorrow we'll have report kung asan sila nabansa na.
So from France, the next place was Switzerland.
Yes, but the latest report po parang they're on travel already. So, hindi pa po namin ma-determine kung saan. So, we'll find out siguro po by tomorrow and the next 2 days po siguro.
Pero sa mga hawak nyo ngayon, Director, yung mga testimony, yung mga nakuha yung mga records, I suppose, may basis ba yung akusasyon na si Leandro Leviste, yung mastermind, dun sa honey trap, allegedly?
Well, nagtatugma po yung mga declaration ng mga witnesses plus yung mga interview mismo nila Kong Jing Paras at ng mga lawyer. There is a addition from the law office of Rondain and Mindiola na kliyente nila si Congressman Leandro Leviste. Binanggit din naman po ni Congressman Jing Paras, allegedly, na nakaisip na magfinance ng operation ay si Congressman Leviste. Magkakaiba lang po ng version pero nagko-converge po kay Congressman Leviste. And if you will look back, trace back yung mga posting niya sa social media, it looks like na may premeditation of what will happen po.
Yung financing, may binanggit bang figure? Wala kaming nababalitaan.
6 billion po. 6 billion, naging 5 billion, naging 5.5.
6 million.
6 million po yung unang figure na nabanggit.
Hindi na kumpleto, no?
Naging 5.5, naging 6 tapos naging 5.5. Lumabas naman po yung numerong yan from both camps, from all camps po. Iba-iba lang yung claim. Yung claim nung ni alias Ken, bayad sa kanila. Ang claim naman po ng grupo ni Congressman Jing Paras ay financial assistance. So, meron naman po talagang may mga pagbabanggit naman po. So, madali na pong mapapag-aralan once we submit it to investigation na maayos po.
Oo nga, he did say na financial assistance or whatever it is, hindi naman daw yun reward or bribe money. And then he also said yung meeting na yun had nothing to do with what he's being alleged. May hard evidence po ba kayo? Do you have the paper trail for this?
That's the one that we're checking kung may transfer of money. So we're coordinating with the anti-money laundering council po.
Ang taas na lang honey trap ngayon, Direktora. Ano yan, inflation? Dahil dati, hindi naman ganyan kamahal ang honey trap eh.
Ba't alam mo?
Wala po akong idea, Sir Ronald. Baka mukha kayo po yung may expertise dyan. Eh. So,
Oo nga,
baka
bakit
gusto ko yung parang,
bakit alam ni Ronald?
parang nalalaman niyo yung mga ganyang bagay-bagay.
So you are waiting on AMLAC data.
titingnan po namin kung meron pong transfer of money sa mga individuals po.
Nagko-cooperate naman po sila.
Pero usually cash
ano
yan
po
eh.
kami? Wala po kaming problema sa AMLA because we are mandated by the law to access the accounts po and assets with the help of AMLC as long as it's for purposes of investigation.
Pero yung ganyan, Director, hindi naman yan dadaan na sa
cash
bangko
yan.
eh. Cash na yan eh. No? Cash na yan.
Well,
Tsaka,
we will know. We will know. Meron po kasing figure na lumutang sa amin na pumasok eh. So,
Okay.
more
May
than
pigeon, ha?
the amount that's being mentioned publicly. Opo. Yeah.
Do
Okay.
is there do you have any indications when or if Congressman Leviste and his mother might come back to the country? May indications po kayo at all?
Wala po, except that publicly, sinabi naman nagpa-extend ng medical leave. Tapos yung last information naman namin with Congressman Libiste is nagpa-amend siya ng travel authority to 12 countries, parang ganun po. So, we don't have any idea kung kailan po talaga babalik.
Okay? Ami, may pabol?
Okay.
Ami?
Okay po.
Okay na, okay
Sige,
na.
we'll let you go.
Maraming salamat,
si,
sir.
nasa meeting ba si
Maraming salamat
Director?
po.
Nasa meeting pa po, pero in 10 days, we'll call you back
Yeah.
for updates. Please
Yes.
answer our call.
Opo.
Thank you so much for your time. NBI Director Melvin Matibag.
Salamat, Director.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you,
Magandang gabi po.
Director.
Magandang hapon. Thank you po.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.
Welcome back to StoryCon. I'm Regina Lay.
I'm Ed Lingao, and of course with us, Rol Llamas and Ami Pamintuan. We're hoping na mas malinaw ngayon ng audio natin kasi nakikinig yung mga taga 105.9 True FM. Pero kanina kasi medyo choppy raw sa YouTube. I don't know about Facebook.
Baka, baka ginammer tayo ng NBI.
Baka high tide.
Baka high
High
tide.
tide.
Baka climate change. Baka kasi climate change.
So,
okay,
subukan natin
I
kung
have
mas
a-
malinaw ngayon. Techi, malinaw ba ngayon ang audio namin?
I have good news for you guys.
Ha?
Ano daw? May pamerienda ka?
Good news?
Oo. Malacanang has released the 39 potential sites where rain catchment structures that can temporarily hold rainwater can be constructed. So may plano na. So itong plano na to galing sa, it came from a Dutch engineering company called Haskoning. So they've completed a preliminary study. Tapos now they're working on the detailed engineering plans, and these are the 39 sites that have been identified
Yes. Hindi siya...
as rain catchment structures.
yes,
So
parang
all over siya.
water impounding.
Impounding.
Oo.
yeah.
Exactly. Sa local, dito na tawag natin water impounding.
Baka hindi nila maintindihan yung catchment.
So spread out to from Parañaque, QC, San Juan, Manila, Navotas, Pasay, and so on and so forth. Caloocan din, Mandaluyong.
Bulacan.
And mukhang ito na yung hinihingi natin.
Baka
At
naman
least
yung...
in terms of an
baka
integrated
yung
plan.
rain catchment sites, for example, G. Erneta Avenue.
Hindi.
Yung rain catchment sites.
Yung catchment is just part of it. Paano,
It's just one
paano,
dimension.
hindi mo siya makakatch yung rainwater kung barado yung mga drainage.
One part lang to ng overall
yes.
integrated
Oo.
flood control
Kaya
master
kailangan, may
plan.
maayos ka rin waste management, no? At saka drainage.
So, kabit-kabit.
Kabit-kabit yan eh.
Everything is connected.
Saka meron pa daw 13 additional pumping stations
Yes.
to be rolled out at the end of the year or early 2027. Ayan kayo talaga. Ayan kasama yung integration.
Oo, hindi na kaya ng kanya ng high tide.
Pero at least,
Ah.
kahit paano, this is a good start. We keep asking for an integrated, holistic plan that covers all of the LGUs and mukhang
It is
Ito na.
partly part of a
this is one part of it.
39
39.
kinakailangan na holistic flood control master plan.
39 water impounding structures, rain catchment structures.
Oh yeah, I'll read some of them. There's UP Sunken Garden.
Oh, di binabaha kasi yan.
All the time.
Lalim
Kaya talagang,
All the
talagang
time.
ano yun eh. Talaga
sakit
sumasaloy ng tubig. Baha yun lagi. Talaga ng pader siguro, no?
Or huhukayin mo sa ilalim.
Hindi, catchment eh.
Maglalagay
Para
ka.
magkaroon, no?
Huhukayin mo yan.
Maglalagay ka ng kondon.
Hindi pa der.
Catch basin.
Baseco Lagoon, Navotas Coastal Lake, Pasay City Linear Eco Park.
Baseco Lagoon.
Baseco, sa kanya.
Ano,
sa Manila.
saan? Paseco?
Baseco
Pasay,
Lagoon.
ano?
Sa Maynila.
Oo, yan. Okay. Sige.
Ito, Rizal
Malapit yun
Memorial
dati sa
Baseball
dati namin
Stadium.
opisina.
I suppose ito sa ilalim to.
Manila
Yung
rin.
Rizal
yan.
Memorial.
Oo, parang mga kanyan, cisterns.
Oo.
Water cisterns.
Sige,
yan.
ano pa?
Oo.
Malabon Sports Complex, Damar Village Park.
Yan,
I'm skipping
Oh.
Camellia 3D Basketball Court, Malabon People's Park.
Yung Malabon kasi talagang laging
Malabon.
flooded yan eh. Yung
Oo
Malabon.
nga, baha. Yan ang talagang pag nag-high tide, baha yan.
Oo.
Tabing
Huwag
ko
niyong
yan
pagtawanan
tabing
yan.
dagat. Tabing dagat. Tsaka putik yan ha. Putik, hindi yan tubig ha. Diyan sa Malabon.
Now, these are very, very specific
ano pa?
areas. So it's really important for the rain water to get to these sites. In other words,
So,
drainage.
anong century matatapos?
Well, the technical,
Madali lang yan.
the detailed engineering plans daw are to be completed by end of August. So that's good. How soon they can start, how soon we can
Tsaka
free up that
tsaka
money,
yung
I
Dutch,
don't know.
yung mga Dutch tsaka Belgians experts
Of
yan.
course, of
Dahil
course.
yung bansa
yan,
nila, below water, below sea level
Exactly.
yan eh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why
Yeah, dyan din
na-convinced din ako when I thought it was a good piece of good news kasi it was commissioned to a Dutch
Pero
engineering company.
dyan din nagkaroon ng problema kami dun sa Dutch company, dun sa dredging ng Laguna Lake. Dahil nga hindi siya holistic. Pwedeng successful yung dredging, pero kung wala kang dike, kung wala kang spillway, wala kang drainage, wala kang watershed development sa Marikina, watershed. So, babalik at babalik din. Kaya na-reject siya.
Yeah.
Na-reject siya. Eventually, nagbayad din yung gobyerno dahil ODA yan eh. No? 17 billion. So, binayaran din yan.
Malaki
dahil
binayad natin dun.
Oo. Nanggaling yan sa gobyerno ni Arroyo, tapos pinana namin. No? Ang problema, nung tinignan na ng gobyerno, DNR, DPWH, LLDA, etc., makita nila ay hindi siya holistic, hindi siya integrated. So, what was that about? Tapos may taint pa ng corruption. Kaya nireject siya. Nagkasuhan yan, eventually natalo tayo. Dahil nga, pinirmahan na yan eh.
Kaya-
ng previous government eh.
So, na-breach of contract kayo.
Yes. Pero
Ngayon,
ganun yan,
nire-revive
ganun yung
na
problema
naman.
na kinakailangan talaga dyan, holistic.
Yeah.
Kahit yung pinakamagaling na company, katulad ng Dutch at Belgian, wala silang magagawa masyado kung partial lang yung ibibigay mo sa kanila.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sabi ni Mahar Lagmay, maglabas na lang kayo kahit tiging isang balde sa labas, basta umuulan, mababawasan daw yung street runoff.
Yes. Or kung wala kang balde, magluto ka ng lugaw.
Kahit ano, hindi. Kahit yung ano,
Oo, dahil
alam mo
pwede
yung panahon ng Espanyol, di ba?
Oo.
Meron gano'n ng mga bahay noon eh. May pangsalo sila sa mga bahay-bahay. May mga cistern sila sa bahay eh.
Oo, pero-
Spanish time yan. Tingnan niyo yung mga lumang bahay. Lahat sila merong gano'n.
Pero mas maganda kasi,
Ginagamit nila yon na pang tubig later. Siguro pamumuhayan yun ng kitikiti kung minsan. Pero meron kang extra tubig dun.
pero kung helpless ka kasi, Ami, wala kang magawa. Dumadaan yung baha sa harapan mo. Ang best mitigation yan, lugaw. Panoorin mo habang dumadaan yung
Huwag mo
baha.
asarin si Reg. Maasar na naman yan.
Oo.
Hindi naman. I just,
Lugaw
ang sinasabi ko lang about lugaw is huwag tayo matuwa sa lugaw. You know, so, I mean, you have to expect more things from your local officials.
Lagyan mo namang tuwalya, di ba?
Hindi nga nakatikim si
Ay,
Daniel
masarap
eh. Si Daniel nga, hindi nakatikim ng lugaw.
Daniel, a reporter ha, hindi Daniel.
Bilang na bilang yung anong yun yung mga lugaw na yun. Bilang na bilang yun. Kung ilan yung population, yun yun.
Natatawa talaga ako doon sa mga comments. Yung mga comments doon sa episode natin na namin. Talaga,
Yeah.
95% banat eh.
The people deserve better. Buti naman alam nila yan.
Basahin mo yung mga comments, Ami. Matatawa ka.
Loko, ibang naggagamit ng linyang yan, ha? The deep people deserve better. Ibang gumagamit ng linyang yan.
Oh, ibahin ko nga.
Oo.
We don't deserve this.
Oh, yan.
yung isang
Tignan
senador,
natin, hintayan natin ngayon pag ni-roll out na itong mga project na to kung tatalab. Kayo talaga, sabi nung iba, medyo bumagal nga daw ngayon yung baha, hindi daw ganun kalala. Sa ibang lugar,
hindi
Sa
na
ibang
3
lugar.
days, 6 hours na lang. Ano ba kayo?
3 hours, kayo, 3 hours, di ba, sabi sa atin.
Hindi, masyado
3
lang pa yun.
hours.
Masyadong optimistic yung 3 hours.
3 hours. But even then, ito yung tanong, how much have we spent on flood control projects
Yeah.
in the last 5
1.9 trillion, sabi ni Ping Lacson.
Actually,
Exactly.
sabi ko nga kagabi,
So,
Ami,
hindi nagkulang doon
kulang
ang taxpayers.
kulang yung 1.9. Dahil marami pa yung forward at saka backward linkages eh. Yung mga project.
Maraming
Oo nga,
leakages
oo nga.
yun, oo.
Hindi lang, yan yung technically nakalista as flood control.
Sa budget. Oo, sa
Pero
budget.
marami pang elements
Yan yung
yan
nasa
eh.
budget.
Marami pang elements yan. Even yung irrigation nga, nakadikit yan eh.
Yeah.
Yung irrigation system.
Saka
Pero
roads.
Hindi yung binibilang,
Roads.
kalsada, no? Mga tulay, other infrastructures kasama dyan eh.
Isip
Diba?
mo gano'ng karaming lugaw mga bibili mo doon
Pero
sa
hindi siya
1.9.
nakalagay as flood control. Di ba?
Hindi.
Hindi siya waste management, hindi siya nakalagay na flood control, di ba? Yun yung kaya tingin ko mas lolobo pa yan kung i-integrate mo yung whole gamut ng kailangan para sa flood control.
Kaya kwarta natin yan, ano, saan napupunta? Ayan, talaga, literally down the drain.
Yes. Hindi pa
Kaya lang
dyan-
barado yung drain.
hindi pa kasama lugaw diyan.
Barado yung drain, paano yun?
Huwag natin i-normalize yung pag-abot ng relief packs during times of
Oo,
crisis.
ayuda,
baha.
ayuda.
That is
Yun ang
not-
go-to eh.
Hindi yan normal. It is not normal. I mean, and it is not an act of generosity by your politicians.
Saka dapat bawal uminom.
Ha?
Anong bawal uminom?
Ano?
Kung magbibigay ka ng ayuda, tutulong ka.
Parang may gusto kang paramdam.
Dapat hindi ka nakatagay. Dapat yung tagay mga bandang gabi.
Parang may gusto kang iparamdam.
Wala naman. Sabi ko lang na
What are you implying?
huwag ka, oo. Huwag ka masyadong tatagay sa araw habang nagbibigay ng relief.
I don't know who you're talking about. All I can say
Oo
is,
nga
ito yung babantayan ko, itong 39 water catchment areas that they're going to build.
Yeah.
Kasama ang Campo Aguinaldo.
Tututukan namin yan kasama yung sunken garden sa UP. Sana hindi lang siya on paper, di ba? Sana matuloy. And it does help.
Sa kuweba nakatira.
Bubulong ka na naman eh. May microphone ka.
Oo nga, nadidinig ko eh.
Dinig ni Ami eh. Ayan o, dinig ni Ami.
Tuloy niyo.
Ang di nakakarinig sa'yo si Reggie.
Naniniwala.
Pero yung buong barangay narinig ka eh.
Naniniwala siya sa propaganda.
Ay, nako.
Hindi, yung sa UP, mababantayan yun dahil yung mga estudyante dyan ang kukulit, ano?
Yes.
Babantayan yun sa UP. Yung
Sometimes-
ibang lugar ang delikado.
Kaya dapat
Bantayan
bantayan
yung
natin.
ibang lugar.
Ami, elementary pa lang ako, narinig ko na yung master plan ni Palafox eh. Hanggang ngayon,
Hindi
master
naman
plan.
siya binibili. Hindi naman siya inano eh. Hindi
Hanggang
naman
ngayon,
siya
master plan.
pinatuloy eh.
Una ko narinig yung master plan na yan kay Palafox.
Okay.
Nung elementary ako.
Tingin ko hindi ka elementary nun.
Oo,
Feeling
nga,
ko
magkaedad kayo
Feeling
ni
ko hindi
Ander.
kayo
Tanda
elementary.
ng
Feeling ko
konti siya,
din.
no?
Nung elementary ako, yung tubig baha hindi marumi. Oh, di ba? Yung tubig baha nun, hindi pa
Alam mo,
maputik.
yung
Okay.
panahon
Maliwanag yun.
Yung panahon
Oo.
yun, may buhaya pa sa
Pwede
Pasig River.
Pwede ka maligo nun eh. Sa
Sa walang
baha.
leptospirosis.
Oo, ngayon mamamatay ka sa baha eh.
Panahon ni Rizal ata yun eh, may buhaya pa sa Pasig.
Panahon ng Kastila. Okay.
Oo.
Oo nga.
Well, let's end it there kasi we're over time. Thank you so much for joining StoryCon today. Ami Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star, Ronald Llamas, our resident political storm chaser. Join us again tomorrow, 4 p.m. for StoryCon. I'm Regina Lay.
I'm Ed Lingao, kapatid, we are One News, your side all the time.
This is the Story Conference Group or the StoryCon Group.